Hey Cakenistas, it's Marisha. That was so bad. Oh, I have like Easter stuff that I could put up, but I don't have time. But I don't know where anything. I didn't get to really plan for this at all. I could at least put some flowers back here. Okay. I've obviously done some Easter bunny cakes before. This time, for this video, I want to do something else that's simple that only takes a couple layers of vanilla cake or whatever cake that you want to use and just some buttercream. You don't have to mess with any fondant. I'm gonna say it is beginner friendly because all you're doing, well, outside of like the eyes and the nose, outside of the face, all you're doing is piping the frosting. If you can pipe and if you can get a little bit creative, then you're totally gonna knock this cake out the park. It's going to be beautiful for Easter and you are totally going to impress your family. If you have not done so yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, press on the notification bell, and let's get started. Okay, Cakenistas, here is my disaster of a layer of vanilla cake. It's actually eggless and made with applesauce. For the backstory on this cake, please check the previous video, the eggless cake video. We're gonna patch this bad boy up like nothing ever happened. Delululand is where I like to bake sometimes. I'm gonna put some frosting on there and pop this bad boy in the freezer and move over to the second layer of cake. I have two 6-inch layers of vanilla cake here for this bunny today. So I'm going to put a little bit of frosting on the top of this cake also. And now I'm going to map out my face. I'm going to do like a rough draft out of frosting and a kebab stick. So I'm taking it back to my old school, like elementary school. You start off with a line down the center so that you can get even facial features. And then I'm going to go ahead and just outline the eyes. I want the nose to be cute and heart shaped. And then he's going to have some cute little cheeks. And of course, 2 buck teeth. Can you see the face? I don't even know how this is going to even work out. I'm just going to do the best that I can. I'm saying a prayer, literally, you guys. I am nervous, so not even going to lie. Okay, so I've made some black buttercream frosting. I literally just put some white frosting in a sandwich bag and added a dot of black gel dye. And I saved the mess. I usually have all these different mixing bowls with all these colored frostings, but this was so much better. So you can see I cut one corner of that sandwich bag and I am filling in the black part of the eye, the huge pupils. Now I am attempting to make these shapes and everything that I do with these outlines nice and sharp. So I'm using a kebab stick once again to really smooth the frosting out. I know I'm going to go in later and do like an even better job once it's frozen, but for now I want to get the base down. I'm kind of using the same method that you would use if you were flooding cookies. You rarely ever fill in all of the parts at the same time. You usually go piece by piece so that you have some nice dimension. So that's kind of the technique that I'm using here. I'm using a very small little sculpture spatula and I'm sculpting the whites of the eyes. So we're doing the whites first and then we'll fill in the color later. Now moving down to the nose using some pink frosting. I just made a heart shape and once again I'm going to get it nice and smooth later on. And now what is this part of the bunny face called? In my head it's mush mush. The mush mush around the nose, the cute little chunks like little cheeky chooks. I'm filling that in with some white buttercream and now we're going to pop this into the freezer and pull out that second cake. This is where we're going to carve out the ears and the bow tie. So simple. You're literally making the curved lines like you would on a basketball and then you're going to cut that out. Once you do, you have 2 bunny ears and a bow tie. Isn't that adorable? This is what it looks like on the inside. Like I said, it's eggless. So it's pretty tasty, but it's just not very sturdy at all. Now I'm going to put those ears right onto the cake. And I am going to cut off the bottom of the ear so that I can actually attach it and it'll look a little bit more realistic. I'm going to add on my bow tie and now I am going to go back in with my little spatula and make those eyes a little bit sharper. The buttercream is completely frozen, so this is the perfect time to add in the color for the eyes. I'm going to use a light blue and fill in that gap. And this way the black buttercream that I already have on there and the white buttercream won't blend in with that blue. So I think freezing in between all these steps is very, very important if you want to make sure that you get all of that detail together. Now after freezing for another 10 minutes, my blue frosting is also frozen and I was able to sharpen that up as well. Now I'm going to pipe some of the same pink buttercream from the nose onto the ears, bloop, and then I'm going to spread that out nice and evenly. And at this point you can use the warmth from your clean washed fingers or hands with a glove on the outside of them, okay? And you can smooth that buttercream out. This cake is just for me, so I'm gonna touch it without a care in the world at that. I'm putting a little bit of white buttercream down for the rabbit teeth that I'm going to make, and I'm going to do that using some of that black buttercream. Now this is the piping tip that I'm going to be using, tip number 18, and it's the Wilton brand tip. And I like this tip because it's not a regular star tip, it's like a closed star tip rather. So it makes the stars very defined, and I think it gives that nice fur texture. Now this is the time consuming part. It's the part that I look the most forward to and also dislike the most, because it means that I'm almost done, but it means that I'm not done at all, and I have a very long way to go because this is extremely time consuming and it hurts, yeah, just a little bit. So I do recommend resting, okay? Carpal tunnel is real. And I also recommend having a cold glass of water to dip your hand into, because the heat from your hand, if you have hot hands like I do, will melt the buttercream a little bit and change the consistency, and then it won't be as stiff as you want it to be. Bunny was starting to creep me out just a little bit, so I went ahead and outlined the eyes and did some really fabulous eyelashes. I'm also going to pipe some whiskers as well, and this really gives it that nice cartoon feel. And now if you're wondering where I got this face idea from, I just searched Easter bunny cartoons or drawings, and that's pretty much where I got my idea from. So I'm really just looking at a picture on my phone at a cartoon bunny and using that as inspiration. Make sure to film your work even while you're filming your work. I'm going to pipe a smaller dot and a larger dot of white frosting in the pupils of each eye. It always blows my mind how this step right here brings all the characters to life. Decorate this cake however you would like, and by decorate I really just mean the bow, because you know the bunny's face is the bunny's face. I was truly so excited to decorate this bow tie because I'm like, now we're about to get fancy. Like, it's about to tie the cake together. It's going to be fun and festive, and I'm going to totally show off Easter in the best way. So I went in with this purple buttercream, and then I went in with some purple sanding sugar just because I have it, and I never use it because I'm not the biggest fan of sanding sugar. But I said I wanted to glisten. Hello, spring. And I realized that I have pink as well, so let me put some in the pink bunny ears. Okay, now I'm going to outline my bow tie in the ugliest way possible with my purple buttercream in that same sandwich bag. And then I said, let me add something extra funky. Grab that highlighter green and make the center of the bow tie. And I said, no, this is just embarrassing. So I scraped that off, and then I started piping, and then that happened. And officially the struggle bus is here for the first time in 2025, and I got on willingly because look at this next design. What in the world? I'm not even going to let y'all stare at that for too long. We're just going to take that off. Now this was my final move, and this was the best one. Now honestly, if it wasn't so late in the day, I would have done like a rainbow color, and I think that would have been so gorgeous for this cake. But I can't lie, like, I'm getting home from work making these videos, you guys, and I was so tired. But this is pretty. Like, this is doable. And we're gonna just settle with this super extravagant bow tie right here. It did need some color, so I did add in some jelly beans, which I don't know if that's like a necklace or what. It's festive and it's fun. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Couture in a single layer Easter bunny cake. Bye guys. When I see those store-bought cakes with the faces and the cartoon characters, although I was a Dairy Queen cake decorator for 30 days until I got fired and quit at the same time. But that was a long story. If you want to see that story time, because that was just ridiculous, I'll put it at the end of this video. But anyway, I'm always really impressed when I see those character faces, because I feel like you really have to be just detailed, you know, trying to keep that buttercream from bleeding out into the other colors, especially when it comes to black pupils and stuff. You know, when you're doing the eyes, you really have to be careful. So it's not for the faint of heart, if you ask me. But we're bold and we're beautiful and we're confident and we make amazing cakes, don't we, Cakenistas? So yes, let's pick a Cakenista comment, shall we? On my pop-up shop and vendor Q&A video, ZZ says, I'm going to try to do my first vendor event. I'm mostly selling gourmet cupcakes, candy, apples, and flavored popcorn. What do you suggest doing with your items that didn't sell? I don't want it to go to waste. That is a hot topic of a question. I get this question a lot. I feel like I answered it a little bit in that Q&A, but I must not have answered it enough. So I'm probably gonna do another Q&A video, but without like spoiling everything that I'm gonna say in that video, I will tell you that I tried to line up a second event for the next day, if possible. So my weekend is busy, my weekend is painful, but my weekend is packed. Now, that doesn't always happen. So in that upcoming Q&A video, I will tell you what happens. Like if it's really just I have cake left and there's nothing to do with it but what I'm gonna do with it. So thank you so much, ZZ, for commenting. I definitely appreciate you watching. I appreciate you taking my advice. I'm wishing you and all of you guys that are doing some vendor events this upcoming season. I'm about to get started, don't worry. It's gonna be hard, it's gonna be hot. I still have no tent, but I'm gonna get started. I have some candied cashews. I don't know why I'm trying to dig into them now, but once again, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you would make this cake down below and what else you might like to see on the channel. I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at MarishasCoutureCakes and Facebook MarishasCoutureCakes. Okay? Thank you guys. Trust in everything that you do as long as it feels right. Don't do everything, okay? Do what feels right. And you know what? If you're scared, then that means that it's worth doing. Because playing it safe never got anybody anywhere when it came to, you know, career and just like big things. That's Marisha's motivation. Oh! Let me know if you would like Marisha's motivation, because I have so much to say. I could definitely sit here and talk some more. Yeah. If I wore these to work, I'm sure there's a bunny out there with short ears. And I don't think anybody would too much judge me. Because what are you judging for? You know? Like that.